everyone, welcome to all our viewers across the world and all our Chief Executive Magazine readers. I'm Martin Lindstrom, your co-host, along with my dear friend and the world's #1 leadership coach, Marshall Goldsmith. Marshall is a member of the Thinkers 50 Hall of Fame and has written some of the most iconic books out there, like What Got You Here, What Get You There, and Mojo, one of my favorites, by the way. But beside all those fancy credentials, more importantly than anything, Marshall is just an amazing human being. Hey, Marshall, welcome on the show. I know you had a little bit of a power problem right now. You up running?
Well, thank you. So happy to be here. I'm happy I'm here at all. I'm in Nashville. I had a power outage. I'm at my daughter Kelly's house, so thank goodness she was able to patch this all together at the last second. She's a professor here at Vanderbilt, so thank you, Dr. Kelly. And I am here with my wonderful friend Martin Lindstrom, who I consider to be the world's most interesting human being. If you ever get a chance, not just read about his stuff, read about his life. He's had an amazing life. He's the author of some amazing books like Biology, Ministry of Common Sense. He was ranked one of the 100 most influential people in the entire world. And aside from that, he's also a great guy. He goes out of his way to help others, to do whatever he can to pitch in. So honored to work with you, my good friend.
Oh, thank you. You make me blush as always, right? Listen, everyone, if you have any questions or comments, just post them here or just tell us who you are and where you are. And if you like this show, by the way, don't forget to press the like or the follow or the subscribe button. Now, here's a thought experiment for you. Have you noticed how let's say a 2-hour trip going from destination A to B feels much longer than the return trip from B to A? Why is that? Well, once our brain has rendered the trip, it will literally play back the movie on the return trip, explaining why time is perceived to go faster on the return. So, is it possible to change our perception of time? Yes, by disrupting it. Now, working with Swiss International Airlines, we realized that the cabin crew felt time went slower in the air for the cabin crew up there than people on the ground. We actually discovered this because the cabin crew felt the frequency of the internal news update was less frequent than the feeling the ground staff had, despite the fact that the messages were sent out exactly at the same time. Now, the answer to this was simple: disruption, or rather transformation. The cabin crew would constantly experience a transformation, a new city, a new country, all slowing down the perception of time. Whereas the office workers would stay in exactly the same office environment day in and day out in return for kind of speeding up the perception of time. Now, this might explain why many of us over the past 2 years has felt that the days are blending together, and why we over the past year have felt the time suddenly is going faster with an ever-growing to-do list as a result, often resulting, I think, in a sense of loss of purpose. Now, does it mean that a completely random life is the answer? Well, one guy for sure can answer this. Welcome, Max Hawkins. I think the best way of introducing you is to show a clip from TEDx where you explain the first time your life became random after you realized that most of the stuff we do can indeed be predicted. Let's take a look at this video.
Decided to make an app that would help me choose where to go on this evening. And so the way that it works is that the app looks at all of the places that are on Google Maps in the city of San Francisco, and then chooses one at random. And then it calls an Uber, and that car shows up at your location and takes you to that random place. It tells the Uber driver where the random place is, but tells you nothing. And so it's a big surprise when you arrive. And so I texted Kelly, and I said we should do this. We met up and pressed the button, and suddenly, miraculously, there was an Uber driver at my apartment door. So we got in, and very quickly started heading to a part of San Francisco that neither of us really knew. It was a part of town that we just had never been in before. And when the driver told us we'd reached our destination, we thought it must have been a joke. We showed up in front of this austere brick building with a wrought iron fence in front of it and a sign that said the words, San Francisco General Hospital, Psychiatric Emergency Center.
Welcome, Max. Has anyone ever said to you, you're crazy?
I get that from time to time, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, tell me, the experiment you did in San Francisco grew, right, to become a 2-year mission. Share with me, what did you do then?
Well, I got really obsessed with the idea of randomizing my life. And increasingly, I took different parts of my life and randomized them. So I started randomizing the clothes that I wore, the food that I ate, and eventually the city that I lived in. And every time I found a new part of my life that could be randomized, I tried to write a computer program that would choose randomly for me.
You know, I love this. I love what you did. I think it's such an amazing experiment. Give me one of the really positive elements you've gotten out of randomization, and then one thing is, here's what's the problem with it.
I think that the positive thing about it is so often when we choose things based on what we think is good for us or what we think accords with our sense of who we are, that limits the set of things that it's possible to see. So you might take some whole set of options. You think that's not something that fits with me. And I think that when you randomize, because you're not going from your sense of self, it opens you up to more options. And so I think that's the positive thing, is that you can see more things.